Hello, Search here from the backyard driving range. All right, we have a letter that came into customer service, I believe, and this one comes from Bob Jones, and he says, Don, I have been following your website for a number of years now and find it so helpful. I changed to 3/4 swing after hip replacement and made an immediate positive change in my golf game in areas of accuracy and consistent scoring. I'm 67 and not really focused on increasing distance as a priority at this point in time. I have not lost distance with the 3/4 swing, which is great given the other gains. You are an excellent teacher. You stay on message. You repeat what needs to be repeated without constantly adding confusing twists and turns like many golf instructors. Just wanted to thank you for your time and efforts you put into your website and teaching. Bob Jones. Okay. I wonder if this Bob Jones goes to the Bobby Jones yearly tournament. I've read about that, where guys named Bobby Jones go and play golf at this big tournament they have every year. And so I hear that's a great outing. Well, thanks for saying what you said. But what really pleases me more than anything is that it helped you after you had your hip replacement. Normally, when anybody gets into hip replacements or anything with the knees, one of the things that's really critical is to stop finding your range of motion again. And in many cases, anything to do with the hips and the knees is if you flare your feet, your feet must be flared even without those surgeries. But when you get into those surgeries and the replacements or anything to do like knee surgery or whatever, and it becomes critical to have the feet flared. Naturally, when someone has issues like with a bad ankle, bad knee, bad hip on the forward side, I always like to recommend that we try turning it out more and finding the point where you can when you transition, you bump in transition, you turn the swing to finish square to the target in a T finish, that you flow through better. You feel little to no stress or strain, and if you are feeling any, you definitely find a point as you open up more, it should start going away, and hopefully our goal is to find a point where we can go completely away. But the big key is that you can still get there and you can get to a full dynamically balanced finish. And in many cases, as we know, rolling over the forward foot to the outside edge is better, because that's what, when the ankle rolls, the foot rolls, the ankle rolls with it. That's what keeps the knee flex. When the knees are straightening too fast, the foot's flat. So a flat foot goes with a straight leg, straight knee. Kind of rolling foot goes with a flexed knee, which is going to really reduce issues here, because the knees and the knee and the ankle, as well as the wrist of the elbow, are flex joints. They're designed to be in dynamic motion flex, which means you can have a little flexation. What we don't want is a lot of flexation and breaking, or bending, or as we call it, cocking or setting, okay, with the wrist. So we sometimes you need to go and start looking at your ranges of motion. So I'm really pleased with that, and I think that just the basics peak performance golf swing setup with the wide knees, outward pressure, and reduced turn, no matter what issues anybody has, that's usually always a great help. But the beauty of the peak performance golf swing is we can extend the original parameters of, say, like I said, the 30 degree wide flared feet to a little bit more one way or the other. I've had people with bad knees in the right knee and ankle and hip, and we flare the right one a little bit more because we know that it's a 3/4 swing, limited turn swing, so we still need a little bit of turn to make sure the forward arm and shaft gets over the toe line to come up. And so sometimes flaring that foot out is going to help keep the back knee, the right knee for a right hander, left knee for a left hander, keep it flexed so that we can sit or sink into it, and that's going to be critical so that you get a better load. You sit or sink, now you can push off. If your back leg's straightened up and it's straightened up, you can't push off of it, because in most cases, as it straightens, it's pushing you, the player, forward. So to be on your backside like throwing a ball, you got to load into it. So you have to have that little bit of sitting and sinking. And sometimes if you're having trouble with that and you have trouble really keeping the back leg is straightening too much, try out flaring it up a little bit more so it's easier to sit into it. All right, so those are things there. But the big thing I really felt good about reading here from in Bob Jones' letter is, I am 67 and not really focused on increasing distance as a priority at this point in time. I have not lost distance with the 3/4 swing, which is great given the other gains. Just remember, as we get older, we lose suppleness, we lose flexibility, we lose stretchability of our muscles. We can't move as fast, we can't do any of the things we used to do, in many cases the same duration we used to do them, and especially not at the same speed. And since speed and the ability of the muscles to stretch and contract, the speed at which they do is what creates speed. And consequently, in terms of hitting a golf ball, we know that it's mass times velocity squared. Swinging this club, the mass of this club at a faster speed, with more club head speed, is going to create more ball speed coming off the club and hitting it farther. Well, as we're growing older, everything in our body, the way as we age, is going against all the things that we need to keep our speed up there, to keep it going faster. Now, naturally, we can go to senior clubs, lighting clubs with shafts that are more flexible. They load more, they kick more, but that's all going to be done just the right amount for how much your speed and your loads are on that shaft are right then, and that could be changing every couple of years for you. So that's why as we age, we got the reverse of what it was when we got kids. Like when we were raising our kids, what happens as the kids grow older, and if and especially young boys, and they start going through puberty, all of a sudden they need longer clubs, they need stiffer clubs, and all those other things that go with it. The grip's got to be, the hands are growing, the grips are growing just like the hands grow, just like their feet. And I mean, how often when kids get into a growth spurt, they can go through 2 or 3 size shoes in one season sometimes. All right, and so the hands grow. They need bigger gloves, and then they need bigger grips, thicker grips. So that's the growing stage. The aging stage, we're going back the other way. We're going back to that. We need lighter clubs. We need softer shafted clubs, and we might need to even get, maybe in some cases, if you're getting arthritis, we need to go to even fatter grips. But the point is as you get old, you need to keep getting clubs checked in those regards, that your shafts and whatever aren't too stiff, or they need to be adjusted. Go to graphite shafts which are lighter and things of that sort, so we can still stand here and make these and get into our good setup and make good swings and hit good shots, so we can shoot those lower scores. Okay, so Bob, thanks for the compliments and the statement about the fact that you're hitting the ball much better, and you're not that worried about a distance. Get up there and you play the right tees, hit the ball good, and when we get to a point where we just can't hit it any farther, folks, we got to accept that, and that's when we got to really start thinking about accuracy and getting better around the green and becoming short game wizards, so we can keep playing keeping those lower scores, because we got our short game to become sharp and get the ball up and down and make more putts. The other big thing is to really make sure that you play the right tees. I mean, as you're getting older, don't let the younger guys goad you in playing back there. Get up there and play where you need to be. It's like, and so that's the other big part. Play the course, the tees that's going to help you to hit the. If you played a driver 7-iron this hole 20 years ago, you should be pretty close to find a tee that you can still hit it pretty close to a driver and a 7-iron again, or like no more than a 6-iron. But you don't want to be hitting a driver 3 with that same hole. So get yourself up there and play the tees that's going to give you the playing golf the way you've always played it, and give you the chance to really play within your means, which is you need to play where you belong. How about that statement? Okay, well, that's it for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.